No one told me this when I was diagnosed with cancer, and I don't want you to make the same mistake. As a 7-year cancer survivor, there have been critical things I've learned along the way. Watching this video will save you pain, time, and frustration. But the truth is that no one is gonna tell you this. It's not that your doctors are trying to hide it from you or intentionally leave it out. It's because they simply don't know. Unless you're a cancer survivor, you wouldn't know these things. You have to live it yourself. But now I'm sharing this with you. The first thing that you need to know about cancer treatment is that it's a full-time job. Now, it's not gonna be like this forever, but in the short term, you need to dedicate yourself to your treatment and to your body. There are appointments, blood draws, chemo dates, surgery dates. Then on top of that, you're gonna need to support yourself with the side effects of treatment. Things like trips to the pharmacy, massage, physiotherapist. The list goes on and on. Accepting that this is gonna take commitment and dedication, well, that's gonna ease the process for you. But the next thing you need to know, and this is a hard truth, being diagnosed with cancer is gonna help you realize your mistakes. Your life is going to become extremely focused on what is truly important to you. Maybe it's your family or work or traveling. Everything else, all the small or little annoying pieces, they're gonna fall away because they simply don't matter anymore. But here's what you need to do as a cancer survivor. Hang on to that feeling. You must keep that feeling front and center throughout your treatment, but also into your recovery. Here's why. As you move further out from your treatment, that acute stress of being diagnosed with cancer, it starts to fade away. It's a good thing, right? But this also means you start to lose focus on what's really important to you in life. Don't let that happen. As you finish chemo and you start to recover, you start getting back to normal life. Except now you're also dealing with the side effects and the long-term symptoms of being treated with cancer. Those symptoms can last months or years. During this time, you need to continue to stay focused on your health. That actually brings me to the next thing that you need to know about cancer. Once you finish treatment, everyone thinks they're done with cancer. When chemo ends, cancer ends. This is wrong, and I wish someone would have told me this. The side effects from cancer treatment, they linger on. If you don't do anything to heal or recover from those side effects, then they can last months or even years. After I finished my own cancer treatment, I felt like a stranger inside my body. I was exhausted. I had gained 20 pounds and I ached from head to toe. I just didn't recognize the person I was looking at in the mirror anymore. Everyone said, just give yourself time, take it easy on yourself. So I did, and I waited and waited and waited, but nothing changed. It was months after my diagnosis, and I still wasn't feeling like myself, so I decided to take action. You see, I already had a doctorate in cancer care when I was diagnosed. And I had already been practicing for quite some time. I knew lots about cancer. I was a skilled researcher. I had the skills to figure out how to quickly recover from cancer and to stay cancer-free. So I got to work. I spent months in the library reading and researching. I tried strategies and techniques on myself. And I finally figured out the fastest and the easiest way to recover from cancer. And now that's what I share with women inside of the Cancer Freedom Program. I've helped over 350 women completely and fully recover from cancer. Click the link below to apply. You know that over 7 million people just in the US are in young families that are facing the loss of a parent due to a terminal illness? Parenting is difficult enough raising young children, but throw in the uncertainties of a cancer diagnosis? Wow. And where do you turn to find help? Inheritance of Hope. Inheritance of Hope provides these families with a loving community with both online and in-person services, all free for young families facing cancer. A young mother recently shared that time is robbing our family and has become the villain in our lives. No one should feel robbed of their time with their loved ones. Be a hero and help these families defeat despair. Give now at inheritanceofhope.org. Your gift will help young families facing cancer know that they are not alone. I'll put the link right below this video so you can donate. Okay, and that brings me to the next thing that no one tells you about cancer. That new normal, it's a lie. People will say that after cancer, you just need to get used to your new normal. And they do not mean new normal in a good way. They mean just get used to being terrified your cancer is going to come back. You'll be drenched in hot flashes and have achy joints. But instead of doing something to fix those issues, you should just get used to your new normal. Accept it. But nope, that is not true and not necessary. You can be the healthiest and fittest version of yourself ever. Even after cancer, it's possible. I've done it for myself and for hundreds of women. You can do it too. The next thing that you need to know is to be persistent about your care, but polite. It can be really tough navigating your healthcare system. No matter what country or area you're in, this can still be difficult. You need to be your own advocate. It's tiring to do this, but it could save your life. Here's how. Your health is your #1 priority, and no question is too trivial or too silly. After being diagnosed with cancer, this is the time to call upon anyone you know who could possibly help you. Do not hesitate. I want you to take this seriously because at the end of the day, your life depends on it. Be persistent but polite, a mantra that goes a long way when navigating the healthcare system. I'm a firm believer that kindness goes hand in hand with persistence. Advocate for yourself without being demanding. You'll find that people are more likely to go the extra mile for you. Persistent but polite. The next thing that you need to know is if you're unsure, get a second opinion. Having a second opinion is not a bad thing, ever. Lots of women are worried their doctor will be offended or take it personally if they look for a second opinion. But the truth is that only really terrible doctors get offended by this. If someone gives you a recommendation or a suggestion, they should be confident enough to have someone else assess that opinion. If you feel unsure about anything about your treatment path or your team, then you owe it to yourself to get a second opinion. And that actually leads me to the next thing that you need to know about cancer. It's important to take it one day at a time. This can feel overwhelming. You have so much to do. It can feel like a lot. So each day, focus on one thing that you can accomplish that day. For me, this meant day 1, I organized an ultrasound. Day 2, I met with the gynecologist. Day 3, I scheduled the CT scan. And that was it. By breaking down the process into manageable tasks, you're navigating this more effectively. Don't get lost in the details. Keep your eye on the bigger picture. That brings me to the next thing you should know. You'll miss your independence. When going through cancer treatment, the #1 side effect for most women is exhaustion. Straight up exhausted and tired. On some of those days, I could barely peel myself out of bed. I really miss that independence and freedom where I could come and go whenever I wanted and do whatever I pleased. I wasn't held back by my energy. But during cancer, this became a real barrier. The next thing that you need to know is that you need to organize your help. Now look, it's absolutely not your job to organize the people that want to help you, but this could really make a positive impact for you. Your community is going to want to show you support. Take it. It's hard to receive help. I get it. I felt the same way. But people want to help you. And the only way people are able to give is if there's someone that's willing to receive. So if you ever want to make a charitable donation or help out a friend in the future, now is your time to receive. Accept the help, and all you have to do is say thank you. Now, with all this help, if you don't give people some kind of direction, then you're just going to end up with a bunch of frozen casseroles. So make a quick list of things that people can do to help you. Walk the dog once per week, shovel our snow, take the kids on a monthly movie date, bring us a veggie tray or a fruit tray, pay for our subscription to Disney Plus. People are going to want to help you. So give them direction on how they can truly support you so that you get the help you actually need. Okay, so now that we've covered everything that you absolutely need to know about cancer, the next thing we need to dive into is chemo secrets. This is everything you need to be told about chemo, but you've likely never heard. That's exactly why I'm linking up this video here. Click the link here. I'll see you in the next video.